This is Hayashi Yuichiro, the director of Attack on Titan the final season, and I wanted to make this video to kind of clear up some misinformation that has been kind of circulating around this individual ever since he kind of made waves in the anime community with this image right here. So let's dive into this topic because it is something that has been on my mind, especially with the clip that just came out a few days ago, and I want to see exactly what is going on here and see what conclusion maybe all of us kind of come to after we see all the information that is provided. Yuichiro Hayashi, someone that is very famous for a lot of works over the decades. That's not just Attack on Titan. To kind of name a few right here, he's worked on Naruto, Hunter x Hunter 2011, he's worked on Code Geass, Kill la Kill, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Kakegurui, he's worked on Yuri on Ice, Inuyasha, the list goes on. He has worked on countless anime that has gone on to be very famous, just like, for instance, the Garo movie, Divine Flame, which is relevant for this topic I'll talk about in a moment, because he also worked for MAPPA around this time. I just want to talk about this man in question, the director of Attack on Titan the final season, because in recent times, obviously, there's been a lot of dialogue around Attack on Titan because of obviously to the name and how funny that is, to also just how it's being split up into multiple parts, to how we're getting an hour-long episode this March, and then the rest of it's being pushed back to the later of this year. You know, there's been a lot, and so I feel like this is very relevant because this just came out a few days ago, and I see that a lot of people are obviously talking about this, and I felt like, you know what, I want to kind of dive into this rabbit hole, kind of dive into this director, kind of figure out who he is, and if he is actually getting overworked or not. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you obviously looked at this clip and you look at his overall expression, the man looks incredibly tired. He looks like literally the soul of his body was yanked out and thrown into the nether. That is literally what it looks like. If you knew nothing about this man, this is the first time you're seeing him, you'll be like, holy crap, this man looks really, really freaking tired. That's exactly what it looks like. And so let's dive into that. Is he actually overworked? Is he actually very tired? And is he not able to probably get proper rest? Let's discuss these things. So, I basically made a post talking about, this individual, and a lot of people told me that he has always looked like this. He has always basically looked like, he has bags under his eyes, and this is just something that has always been. For instance, going back to the original post I made, basically I said this, and then I showed an image from 2022 that he was at, like, a convention. And clearly from the way he looks, he doesn't look as tired, but you can still see some pronounced features underneath his eyes. But the point of the matter is what really made him blow up as an individual, why people really started knowing who he was this image right down here, where he was on stage and doing a whole interview at a convention, and people got to see his eyes and how tired he actually was. And he went on to being talked about, used as a poster child, so to speak, of people saying that MAPPA is overworking their employees. And at the end of the day, we will never know the truth if this director here, Hayashi, is being overworked or not, unless he comes out and says it himself. And I doubt he probably ever will, but unless he actually comes out and says it himself, we can never 100% confirm if he really is being overworked or not. But we can make educated guesses. We can look at, let's say, the history of what he's worked on to how he looks, if that is indeed a possibility. So let's get into that. So the first thing to talk about is that people have told me that he has always looked like he has pronounced bags under his eyes. And you can see this picture right here. You can definitely see clearly that the man has bags under his eyes. I don't think that... Yeah, I can believe that to an extent. I definitely can. However, this can also be another picture of him being incredibly tired at this time for maybe an interview, a picture session, whatever. But you can definitely see there is more pronounced bag under his eyes on the right picture. I don't think anyone can necessarily deny the comparison. Now, there is obviously an elephant in the room to talk about. Lighting, angles, age, all of this does play a factor in pictures, and let's kind of pull this one up. So basically, this right here was an interview he did about Garo Divine Flame, which was a movie he worked on at Studio MAPPA. Yeah, I talked about this earlier. Basically, he made the movie, he did an interview, and here's the pictures, zoom in. He looks noticeably a lot younger. This was a few years back, like, oh man, like, what year was this here? Actually, when did this come out? This came out in 2016. So yeah, it's been a while since, obviously, Garo the movie Divine Flame came came out, but even then, you can see he's noticeably aged quite considerably in comparison to this, back in 2016 when he did these interviews. Now, if we look at these different angles here, obviously lighting, higher quality pictures, this is the one side of it. He doesn't look like he really has pronounced eye bags, so to speak, and when you go to this side of him, it looks like he kind of slightly does. It's more sunken in, but he does have an eye bag right there under his left eye. Now, another thing to point out as well, this has been a topic of discussion in the community for a very long time now. For instance, this Reddit post that was made basically 2 years ago, this was when he was doing an interview for Attack on Titan. And you can even see Redditors that are actually talking about how he looks very drained, very tired, his eye bags. You can find a lot of people talking about this. And it makes sense why. Because, like, when you see this, it's like, holy crap, why does he look so tired? And if you go to his interviews over the years that he's done for Attack on Titan and all that, and you just look at this man, and you don't know anything about him, this is your first time seeing him, you'd be like, yeah, he does look like the man sleeps. That's what it looks like. And then you go into the next interviews and how he looks exhausted. Like, he looks legitimately super freaking exhausted. Maybe, once again, it could be angle, camera quality, lighting, but he looks extremely exhausted. Like, this one itself just speaks for itself. Like, look at this poor man. Like, he looks so tired. Like, he can barely keep his eyes open. This was made 11 months ago, by the way, to clarify. And so, we need to ask ourselves a question. Is this man always looked like he's had bags under his eyes, or is this, just the case of, thanks to his schedule of being a director and working on Attack on Titan the final season, is he experiencing, obviously, a lot of overwork? Now, once again, as I said, we will probably never get confirmation if that's actually the case or not, because he would have to be the one to say it, or someone inside would have to say that, but we can look at his pictures, if we type in his name, the director, and all that, and we just look at, like, the pictures of him and all that, we can see clearly that, even from 2019, he does have some noticeable, bags under his eyes, but it does seem like they progressively have gotten a lot worse. I don't think it's really wrong or a stretch to say, since he's been working on Attack on Titan, that his eyes and the puffiness of his eyes haven't gotten a lot more baggage, so to speak. I don't think that is a stretch. I don't. Once again, lighting, yes, I know lighting can do a lot, but I don't know, man. When I take a look at some of this, I'm just like, that does not look like just like a man that has like puffy eyes. Because, like, once again, when you go to like stuff like this, I know this is from 2016, it looks nowhere near as pronounced as that. And I've seen how people look tired, and that does look like someone tired. I mean, this clip and all that from him as well, like this like upward shot at him shows that too. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I've heard, like I said, mixed things. People have told me that this is allergies. Like, maybe he has allergies, like, this is what it is, and I cannot find an official source if he's actually ever said he has allergies or not, but that's what some people tell me. Some people say he's always looked like this, and then some say, yeah, he is just overworked. I don't really know. So, this is a fascinating topic, because he is the director of Attack on Titan, and when I don't think it's really a stretch, also, to say that Attack on Titan has a really bad production right now. It's not. It's really not a stretch. And I've talked about this in my previous videos, that, with them releasing Attack on Titan and splitting it into multiple parts, and then an hour-long episode coming out, like, this March, it's just like, holy crap, like, just push it back, just delay it. Like, legitimately just delay it until it's ready. But obviously, they're not going to do that, because I don't necessarily think it's the director. He's not going to be able to decide that. It's not necessarily probably even MAPPA, the big wigs at top, the CEOs, etc., that are the ones that are really deciding this and kind of saying, yeah, you got this deadline, you got to get this out right now, and that's about it. There's just nothing they can do about it, and there's probably a compromise to get Attack on Titan out in March. So I don't think, like I said, it's a stretch to say that Attack on Titan has really bad production right now. And clearly, because of that, there's probably a lot of crunch time, a lot of tiredness, a restless night, so to speak, of trying to get this project out for the fans. And I want to go on record to say, I have no doubt that Attack on Titan, the final season, when the episode comes out this March, and then the previous, or the later stuff, isn't going to be fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind that it's not going to look beautiful. Like, it is going to be a beautiful work of art. It's going to blow people away. It's going to trend on Twitter. It's going to be the talk of the town for a very long time. I have no doubt in my mind of that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, is the director overworked? Or is this just the case of he's always looked like this and people are overreacting? That is the question we must ask. So, I'll leave it at you guys. If you have any more information to kind of add into this topic, like if you have any confirmation that this man legitimately does have allergies or whatever, he's went on record to say that, please do let me know. I would love to know, actually. Do let me know, actually. But I think that, that's about it with this topic. I wanted to bring this up because I saw a lot of people talking about, like I said, and I also wanted to get my thoughts out there because I've seen this guy as, like, a poster child for years now. Basically the face of overwork, and is he really overworked or not? Is this misinformation that is spread around? Up for debate. Just curious. But okay, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching this video. May you all have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.